Our use of fossil fuels has caused the climate to change. Our reliance on carbon-intensive energy sources has resulted in large-scale emissions of greenhouse gases, such as carbon dioxide. We have increased the amount of CO2 in the atmosphere by about 50% since pre-industrial times, and this has enhanced the ability of the atmosphere to retain heat and caused the planet to warm by over 1 degree Celsius so far. Alongside this global warming, we have seen many other impacts of climate change, including rising sea levels, melting sea ice, shifting weather systems, and changes in extreme events. Extreme weather events, such as heat waves, tropical cyclones, and heavy rain, tend to have large effects. Often when we have extreme weather events, scientists are asked, did climate change cause that event to happen? But this isn't a question we can answer. We are able to sometimes answer a related question. Has human-caused climate change altered the frequency or intensity of events like this one? To answer this question, we use climate models. These climate models simulate processes in the Earth's atmosphere and ocean and their interactions. We can run our climate models to simulate the world like it is today, after we've warmed it by just over 1 degree Celsius. And we can run climate model simulations where we remove the effect humans have had by reducing the greenhouse gas levels back to the way they were before the Industrial Revolution. We run many versions of these models and can then compare the likelihood and intensity of extreme weather events between these two groups of models. We often find an increased frequency and intensity of extreme heat in the current climate relative to a world without our greenhouse gas emissions. That means the human fingerprint on extreme heat events is usually very clear, and in some cases we've seen the observed heat wave would be almost impossible without human-caused climate change. For other types of extreme events, though, the human influence is less clear. Extreme rain events tend to occur on quite small scales and don't last as long as extreme heat events, and this makes them harder to simulate in our climate models. Weather events that are the result of complex, small-scale processes like a hailstorm or a tornado are very difficult to link to human-caused climate change. As the world continues to warm, it is imperative that we build a better understanding of how extreme weather will change. Government, businesses, and individuals need to know their risk of exposure to extreme weather types and how this will change in future. While for heat waves, it's clear human-caused climate change is making these events much worse. For other extremes, we currently can't say with confidence how large the climate change effect is. Improved climate modelling at finer scales, which captures these local processes, is needed. Until then, while we can be confident human-caused climate change is having major impacts, the effects on dangerous and expensive extreme events are not well known. This is why we need students studying climate science, which you can do through our suite of environmental programs at the University of Melbourne.